From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Newfoundland and Labrador Premier Andrew Furey calls it chilling to hear a top White House advisor say that U.S. President Donald Trump is serious about annexing Canada. All the premiers traveled to Washington this week for the first time in history to push back on Trump's escalating tariff threats. Furey says he left the U.S. Capitol very aware that Trump is launching an attack on Canada's sovereignty, as well as its economy. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh says he doesn't expect to have to choose between bringing down the federal government or helping legislation to respond to U.S. tariff threats. Singh says he expects Mark Carney to call a snap election if he wins the Liberal leadership.
If the Liberals were serious about doing it, they could have recalled Parliament. We could have got these things passed. But now it's become clear that Mark Carney is going to call a snap election. He's going to call an election before government resumes at the end of March. So we're preparing for that.
Carney has not ruled out a snap election call, saying it depends on the tariff situation. Conservative MPs meeting on Parliament Hill today say the carbon tax trumps the threat of U.S. tariffs going into the next federal election. The Conservative caucus met for the first time today since December, and for the first time since Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's resignation announcement. MPs heading into the meeting brushed off concerns about the Conservative Party's recent shifting in the polls. Public health data show flu cases are rising across the country, with Quebec, BC, and the Territories particularly hard hit. But Montreal Children's Hospital's Dr. Jesse Papenberg says only some people get tested, so positive case rates are just the tip of the iceberg. Mother Nature is taking aim at Ontario again this week. Environment Canada meteorologist Stephen Flisfetter says some areas could see 5 to 10 centimeters of snow Saturday, before another 10 to 20 centimeters on Sunday.
But you can boost those amounts a little bit for areas particularly closer to the St. Lawrence Valley, who could be seeing upwards of 30 centimeters as the storm passes on Sunday.
He says the system will move out of Ontario on Monday. A judge in Michigan is putting sponges into the hands of shoplifters. As reporter Chuck Sievertson explains, the judge is ordering the shoplifters to wash cars.
Ordering shoplifters to wash cars in a Walmart parking lot when spring arrives, Genesee County, Michigan Judge Jeffrey Clothier. He says he hopes the community service discourages people from stealing from Walmart and helps shoppers who could see higher prices or possibly lose stores if thefts continue. The car washes will be free. Clothier says he'll be there helping wash, and that he was shocked how many shoplifting cases there are.
The judge says he knows some people who shoplift are just down on their luck, but he says there still need to be consequences for breaking the law. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Canada coach John Cooper says he expects star defenseman Cale Makar to play against the United States tomorrow at the Four Nations face-off. Makar did not practice today because of illness. Canada is already thin on defense, with Shea Theodore out for the tournament after being injured Wednesday. Toronto Scepters are welcoming the Boston Fleet to Coca-Cola Coliseum tonight in the lone professional women's hockey league game. The Canadian Women's Curling Championship gets underway tonight in Thunder Bay, Ontario. Rachel Homan's curling team defends its Canadian title at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts tonight against Prince Edward Island.
I mean, anything can happen, but we know that we've done everything we can to be in the best position we can be this week.
Homan and her second, Emma Miskew, are attempting to join the group of 10 women who've won 5 Canadian Women's Curling Championships. And American defensive lineman Casey Sayles has signed a contract extension with the Hamilton Tiger Cats through the 2026 CFL season. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.